I'm at the wrong place. And all of a sudden, suddenly appeared two Air Force security police officers that came out with M16 rifles and said, "What are you doing here?" They saw my sticker on the OSI vehicle, and I said, "I'm here to interview some people." He said, and he checked all my badges and so forth. He said, "Okay, I want you to drive through that door right there and then park the first space to the right." And I looked over at the mountain. I said, "What door?" He said, "It'll open in a minute." And it opened. It was all camouflaged. It opened. I drove in. I pulled to the right, parked, got out, walked over to the entry control point, did my exchange badge system, and that was a facility.
All right, you guys remember Bob Lazar talking about S4, how there was like a secret entrance to this hangar in the mountainside. You know, he said, here's Area 51, by the way. We're going to go about 15 miles northwest, I believe, to the really the last known location right here. You could get in a truck and drive there in about 15 minutes, okay? Exactly as Bob Lazar said. Now, I'm going to show you 3 examples today of these hidden hangars that I have found. You know, I've done a lot of research to find these, to get the coordinates. Also, the pictures you're going to be looking at, you know, some are 2017, 2003, 2004, going all the way back to 1998 to show you the difference in the landscape. And, you know, just like Bob Lazar said, back in the 90s, it was completely covered. Now, could they have built it after that? Possibly. Or they had it covered and then they uncovered it, like right there in 2009. You can clearly see the entrance, okay? And if I keep going back, you know, you'll be able to see that it is covered. Now, I found three hangars that, well, what I believe are hangars, okay? And like I said, I'll show you in a minute where it was completely covered. You know, because he said it was like a door that would close, and it looked just like the mountainside. You know, you could walk right by it, and you wouldn't even know it. Right? And this one right here, this entrance, I was able to zoom in earlier and I could see tire tracks going into the mountain. You know, it looked to me to be big enough you could probably drive an 18-wheeler in there easily. I mean, you know, probably, you know, 2 of them like side by side. Okay, right there. You see what I'm talking about? 1998. Completely covered, just like Bob Lazar said. You know, back when he was at S4. And again, the location matches. Everything matches what he said. And regardless, okay, let's say it's not tied to Bob Lazar. Let's keep him out of it. What is this? You know, we have these weird openings going into the mountain. Now, I'm sure you guys heard of like Cheyenne Mountain. You know, it's an underground military facility. You know, they did it in the Antarctic. They did it in Greenland, right? Operation Iceworm. You know, so it's not uncommon for the military to build hunkers and bases in the mountain. I mean, again, like when you get done watching my video, type in Cheyenne Mountain. It's one of the biggest military bases inside of a mountain. You know, tunnels, roadways, people live under there. I believe it's like 4,000 to 5,000 people live there. It's literally an underground bunker. But, I mean, look at this, guys. Incredible, right? And it took me a long time to find this. I mean, I went to Pinterest, I went to Twitter, I went to YouTube, I went to Google, I went to Maps. I mean, I've watched old videos, old documentaries. I mean, I got the coordinates, so, and, you know, like I said, I was able to go back and verify that, you know, the locations are correct, basically.
I said today in my presentation, my classification of what I knew about that area was S2. The complete complex was S2. What Bob Lazar was referring to was S4, which was 4 levels below S2. So when I said I'd never been to S4, some people asked me, well, I thought you said you were S2. Well, I wasn't at Bob Lazar's S4. That was underground. I was at S2, which was the administrative offices that functioned for and controlled things about S4.
You drove down there one day on an assignment, and it doesn't look like there's a facility, and suddenly there is, right?
Absolutely. I was driving down in a 4x4 Jeep and C7.